Welcome, 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 folks, to Waves on the Shore with Evan and Jaron, the census greatest podcast of all time. Thanks for joining us today as we discuss all the latest in country music.
We're not biased, we just don't like bad music.
Well. Would you believe it? It's myself.
Wait. Okay, now keep going.
That did not come through the Discord audio, but I know it did for your mic, so. Would you believe it? It's your favorite podcast co-hosts, Evan and Jaron, back again with another
That's right.
normal episode. What are we on? 46? Something like that. Yeah.
I think that's a little too high. I think it's episode 44.
44. I jumped the gun.
But I could be wrong. And now I'm going to check. I feel like this is a daily thing where we don't know what episode. It is 44. I was right. I probably knew that because I edit. So
yeah. You're more in tune with the numbers. But we're back for episode 44, and we got the thing is it's a smaller agenda, but there's more to it. We got Luke Combs, obviously massive album, and then the standard. What are we listening to? Who the frick? Not a lot of introduction needed. Luke Combs just dropped his fourth major label album, Gettin Old. It is 18 songs. It is a little over an hour long. It is the follow-up to Growing Up last year, which completes the Growing Up and Gettin Old saga, completing it at 30 tracks. And
well, hold on. You said the word saga you said saga.
You did not
Freaking
interrupt
Canadian
my
people.
Morgan Freeman-esque spiel to say that.
Morgan Freeman-esque. Okay. All right, buddy. Oh, you're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
But I am absolutely that guy to the utmost extent.
Okay, I'm sorry for interrupting you. Continue.
Look, the album's out, Gettin Old. Personally, I think it's really freaking good. But
Yeah.
do you wanna lead the dance? Want to go back and forth? How should we run this down?
We can tango. It takes
two
two to tango. It takes two to two-step.
Maybe that should be the new podcast version of that saying. Not that we say it much, but it does take two to two-step instead of two to tango.
Okay. Well, no, but I said two to. That's a Midland. I thought you would have. That's a Midland lyric. It takes two to two-step.
I know. The song.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry,
It takes two.
I thought I misunderstood. I misunderstood
Sorry,
you
Mark.
and
I won't
thought
outshine you on your own song.
Yeah, because remember we're having Midland on the podcast. Eventually.
Right.
That's a bit of a throwback. We talked about that a long time ago. What was I? Yeah, I misunderstood you, and I thought you misunderstood me. But there was really no misunderstanding. Yeah,
because we're just brilliant.
So I guess, yeah. I also think this is a really good album.
Would I go as far to say his best?
I was gonna wait to say that, but since you said it, I'm going to agree with you.
I think this is his best of the
This
four.
is his best album. It just is. For me, well, let's just rank them now because we're doing it.
So we got this one's for you. What you see what you see is what you get. Growing Up and Getting Old. So this is tough.
I would say well, first off, let's just say that if there's a deluxe version, we're talking about all of the songs from that era, so we'd be talking about the deluxe version. So I would say that his first one is probably his worst one. Not that it's a bad album. I think that it's just the most uninspired basic one, I guess.
I don't know.
It's the most radio friendly.
I don't know.
I'm not saying that it. I'm saying that it's uninspired in the context of the rest of his discography. Not
Maybe. But
not that it's.
Then I don't know. I think this album has a lot of bangers that even some deep cuts that I still go back to a lot, like Honky Tonk Highway. That's a jam. or like Be Careful
Okay,
with
actually,
Wish For and stuff. There's
you know what?
a
I gotta
lot
come
of-
clean.
And
I gotta come clean.
factor in how
I've not listened to this entire album because there are songs that I've heard from it that I didn't like, and so I was like, I don't want to
fair
listen
enough.
to the
Just
whole
make
album.
sure you listen to Honky Tonk Highway.
Okay.
I also think there should be like, we should take into account or factor in just how iconic this era was. Like, this is what blew Luke up back in the day.
That's true. No. I think a lot of people are like,
Hurricane.
this one's for you is so good
One
because
Number
it's all
Away.
nostalgia.
When it
But I don't
rains,
even
it
like.
pours.
I don't even like One Number Away.
She
And
got
I
the-
think Hurricane's just all right.
I think Hurricane's
like,
just all right.
I do-
think One Number Away's a friggin' classic.
So I know why
love
people
that song.
really. I can under. Okay, the reason I like that song is because I don't like the line where he goes, "Are you stuck at a red light with a Marlboro light on your lips?" And I don't like cigarettes, so every time I hear that song, I picture a really hot chick smoking a cigarette, and I immediately get like turned off, and so I hate that song.
He references John Mayer. How could you not like
I don't like
Maybe
that song.
getting lost in some Mayer. Wow, I
Look.
think that's one of my favorites of his. There is an acoustic.
The thing is, it's not a bad song. I just don't like
Yeah,
it.
there's an acoustic. This is a side note. There's an acoustic performance of One Number Away. I don't know if it's from like a songwriting round or whatever, but it's just him and his two of his bandmates on guitar, and their
Okay.
harmonies are so freaking good. If you want a random Luke Combs acoustic video to watch, find the One Number Away acoustic with him and two buddies. They're in like a red room sitting on black stools. It's awesome.
Right. I will say that I absolutely adore When It Rains, It Pours. I think that's the best song on the album. It's just so... it's not only fun, but it's actually just, like, good. Like, and well made. And then Beautiful Crazy is... that's an easy banger. You know? It was kind of around when... I feel like that song was popular around the same time that Tequila by Dan and Shay was popular.
Yep, it was that era.
Very similar. It was the boy. It was Luke's. That was probably Luke's furthest extent into the boyfriend country.
But it went really well, if you ask me.
But he did it well. Also, I do like She Got the Best of Me. There's actually a lot of hits on this album. Now that I'm realizing.
And
it.
even beyond the hits, I think there's a lot of great album cuts people just don't know because they're so overshadowed by the hits. I will not let like we can do separate rankings, but this is not my bottom.
Oh sure. This is still my bottom.
I'm gonna throw a bone out there and say Growing Up might be the bottom
Well,
for me.
actually, now that I know I just said that this was that this one's for you is my bottom.
You haven't even listened all the way through, so I'm fine if you put it at the bottom.
Well, no. But I'm not going. Maybe I should put. I don't even know. Maybe I should disqualify it for me because I haven't. But I will say this. Now that I'm looking at these songs, I do really like She Got the Best of Me. I like Beautiful Crazy. I like When It Rains It Pours. Hurricane's okay. I'm not big on One Number Away, but just from those songs alone, to me that's a better album than. I just don't really like Growing Up very much.
No, me neither. Like I'm looking at the track list to Growing Up. Doing This is pretty good. All right, The Kind of Love We Make. That's a pretty great song. Tomorrow Me, that's a great song. That's the best song.
I don't even remember that one.
Really, that's the best song in my opinion. But it's just like, I think it's peak basic.
I think
Luke.
Going Gone is the best song on that album.
I don't know. I was never huge on that one, even though I see the appeal.
There's an acoustic version of it that's better than the
when he's in the
version.
stadium, it's nice. I think this album to me was just a big lull. Like it was a big lull period for Luke, where
that's
it's
what it
just
feels
like I listened to it and I was like, "Yep, that is exactly what I thought we were gonna get." So I don't know. Like
let's say this one is at 4 and this one's for you is at 3.
we can do different rankings.
I think our ranking is the same though.
I'm putting Growing Up at the bottom.
I am too.
Now,
or maybe I'll tie it with this one's for
Yeah.
you. That's what I'll do.
where I struggle, I
just do like this newest album. I think I just do like it more than What You See Ain't Always What You Get.
I'm gonna put
and
this
I'm gonna
one's
be
for you
honest.
two at 3. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna interrupt to say before we get ahead, you have them tied at 3. I'm gonna go Growing Up 4th. I'm gonna put This One's for You at 3, even though like
Okay.
3 out of 4 doesn't seem good, but I still think it's a great album.
Right.
It's between What You See Is What You Get and Getting Old. So sorry, continue. I just wanted to get that level.
Well, I really enjoyed What You See Is What You Get. I think, okay, if I'm being real with myself, currently, I probably like What You See Ain't Always What You Get a little bit more, but I think with time, I think Growing Up will be my favorite one.
That's the thing. One thing to consider is, like, we've had Getting Old for, what, 2 weeks now? Not even?
Yeah. But I'm looking at, like, the
3-4 years.
I'm looking at the track list for What You See Ain't Always What You Get, and there's Beer Never Broke My Heart, Refrigerator Door, Even Though I'm Leaving, Lovin' on You, Moon Over Mexico, One Too Many. I like that those first 6 tracks. All of those songs are amazing.
Now,
I really like Dear Today.
So here's what I would pitch.
Except for the production's a little weird.
Yeah, so it's tough because, again, I feel like it is recency bias. I'll put Getting Old at number 1. I think it very easily could climb there, though, because What You See Ain't Always What You Get does have songs like Reasons, like All Over Again, and it has, like, my kind of folk and songs that I think are just, like, you know, okay, that was a very painfully basic Luke Combs song. But I think songs like Reasons, the production on Dear Today, All Over Again, these are, I don't know if I want to say misses or skips, but I think they're substantially lower than Getting Old ever gets.
Sure.
I don't think Getting Old hits those lows. And I see how many songs on this Getting Old album that I already know are going to be iconic for myself. Maybe they'll be hits, maybe they won't. But as for, like when I look at This One's For You and I see Honky Tonk Highway, I think that's a classic. That's iconic for me. And when I look at the Getting Old track list, I can see Growing Up and Getting Old, I know. Back 40 Back, I just know. See Me Now, Joe, Fast Car, Tattoo on a Sunburn, Fox in the Hen House. Like,
yep.
Even the part at the end, oh, what a good, like, there's a lot to be reckoned with on this new album.
Okay, so I have a proposal. After we finish ranking, it's an informal ranking.
Yeah,
we should also rank his covers real quick.
Yeah. There's never been a bigger disparity consistently between the quality of the music and the presentation. Like, yes, no artist has that disparity.
Yeah, frustratingly so. I think that objectively Luke Combs'
catalog.
I don't think Luke Combs has ever had an objectively good album cover. Like, actually, like
I have no choice but to agree.
Yeah.
Well,
no. I'll expand.
Okay, so here's the thing.
I'm gonna expand upon that take, because there's amazing things about some of them.
And then there's gonna give it to the original What You See Is What You Get. That is the one Luke Combs cover I enjoy. This One's For You, that whole stained glass effect, it looks like an old church, but then it's just Luke sitting there, and I'm in, like, a gas station or something, and I can't get behind it. What You See Ain't Always What You Get. The Tino, like, man. I just don't like the new album cover. I like the nostalgia of the OG. But the OG, What You See Is What You Get, with the red flannel, the dark blue letters. I kind of mess with that. Maybe it's nostalgia. It probably is. It definitely is. But I didn't like it when it was red and black. I didn't like it when it was blue and black. It's just not. I'm sorry. And then we get into the Growing Up and Getting Old era, where he's just got his face slapped over a nice piece of art.
That's the most frustrating thing about the Growing Up and Getting Old, is that you have these beautifully drawn, like I know he even he commissioned this, he workshopped it. He was like, I want it to kind of look like this, and then somebody drew it and painted it, and then he slapped his face on it, like
not a drawing though.
Yeah, like he's like, bro.
Like, imagine if they did Luke in the style of the rest of the picture, and maybe didn't have it just like half of his face, but just put Luke in the image. It'd be like one of those goated Flatland Cavalry covers. Like, it would have been friggin' sick.
What if he was a character in the painting instead of just
would have been sweet, but no.
Been so good.
And the sugar on top is the fact that they don't even line up in his catalog.
Yeah.
Like, you went backwards, G.
Yeah. Yep. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I do think that Getting Old and Growing Up are the best ones, even with the face.
I'm gonna so
what you see is what you get is definitely my least favorite one. Also, hold on. He's got this weird thing. I've just noticed this. So this one's for you, and then this one's for you, deluxe.
You just
has him
that?
Well, it's inverted. I didn't just notice that it was inverted, but he does the same thing on his next.
Yeah.
And then with the other one, he has like, it's not literally inverted, but like he has a smile on Growing Up and he has a smirk on Growing Up,
likes the flip-flap.
And then on getting the flip flap on Getting Old, he has like not a frown, but he's just kind of like blankly staring.
I'm a senior citizen now. I'm gonna go.
I just don't understand
take.
what Luke is doing. They're not good.
I don't care if it's nostalgia. What you see is what you get. Original,
That's a hot take.
Not deluxe. The original. I'm gonna slap at number 1. All right. Between Growing Up and Getting Old, I think I prefer the Getting Old, so I'm gonna put that number 2. Then we're gonna go Growing Up. Then we're gonna go This One's For You, because it just looks like a friggin' car mechanic tattoo kind of thing, and I don't like it.
Sure. Yeah, screw those car mechanics.
I hate car mechanics.
Losers.
But fix my car.
If you're a car mechanic and you're listening to this podcast, frick off.
Literally,
bro.
my brother. Yeah, frick you, brother. Stupid career.
Brother.
But the actual music. Okay, so we've crapped on Luke a bit, but the actual music of
The
Gettin' Old.
the actual music is usually pretty decent.
Do you have a favorite? Like one song stand out?
Yeah, it's probably Where the Wild Things Are.
Really? Okay.
That song is
that's
just,
not a bad pick at all.
It's really good, I think. And it seems like a lot of other people online also feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I also really enjoy Fast Car, but I just know that it's a cover, and to me, like, he does a really good job, and I really like it. But it's not like a...
It's hard to put up against his other songs when it's a cover versus original.
Yeah, and it's like a really famous song, too, that he's covering. I also really enjoy Tattoo on a Sunburn. I think it's a lot of fun.
I do.
I love my favorite thing about this album is that I feel like there's just, it feels like there's space for like instruments to just kind of do their thing.
100%.
And like that's kind of like that's why Back 40 Back sounds so good, and like
not only that though, but I think it says, I think this is the most diverse he goes lyrically. Like, I think these are his most interesting, engaging ideas, and executed really well. Like,
sure.
I don't know. I think it's all around. Again, maybe recency bias, but all around his best album, if not number 2. I think Back 40 Back is probably my favorite. It's
up
that.
there.
I
Probably
just
top
love
3.
That song so much. It's so pretty, and the lyrics.
It's
are
really
so
good.
The See Me Now might not have the cleverest catch. I don't know how big a fan I am of, like, if I could see you, see me now. It kind of feels like you're just trying to add another angle instead of just saying, I wish you could see me now. It's like, I don't know if it's not, but
but I get it, because he wants to watch the reaction. Like, he doesn't.
Fair.
He's not just saying that I wish you could see me. He wants to see them see him. Like, he wants to see.
Fair. I'll take.
He wants to. Yeah. Does
I'll
that make
give you
sense?
that. Yeah. I just love the groove of that song. And like the one line in the chorus, when he says they be trashing the price of gas and politicians, the groove on that line, like the way the beat's just going and the way he kind of runs with it and the weird rhythm he finds, I friggin' love how that song flows.
Oh, I also think Still is a bit of a sleeper, I think.
Yep.
Like I think it's just like that chorus. He just like Luke's belting the word steel. I can't talk. Still, belting the word. I hate my life. Belting.
Thanks
the
for
word
tuning in.
Still. I just think I really like the chorus. It reminds me. There was a moment. Oh crap! What song was it? There was a moment where I was like, "This sounds like a old Josh Turner song," and I was like, "It sounds so good."
Doesn't sound like a new Josh Turner song.
Yeah. It's because he doesn't have any new ones. Way to go, Evan.
Are we on 6 years?
Thanks for that.
6?
Stop. Stop.
That's crazy.
Gonna make me cry.
Dude, just so you know, there's kids in like grade 1 or 2 that have never lived to see a Josh Turner release day.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, that's actually crazy though, because like
yesterday, I hate you.
No.
Yo, that's crazy.
Because I was driving home yesterday and I passed a school and they were all out during recess and whatever. I was coming home from work. And I was just there like, you know, it's like a range. And I saw like super young kids. And I thought to myself, I was like, dang, there might be COVID children in the public schools now. Or maybe they'll start in the fall.
Not yet.
They'll start in the fall.
They would, if a kid was born during COVID, they'd only be 3 right now.
Yeah, but in Canada you start. So,
how young do you start?
We start a year younger than you. So I don't know the exact. But I just know.
Well, usually kindergartners are like 6, I think.
Oh
ish.
Yeah, no, they're like 4 or 3 for us. So, because I remember when my buddy...
Kids are going into kindergarten 3 years old?
Yeah, like, I had a friend who moved to the States, and he, like, went down a grade because, like, we start younger. So, at least in Canada, I think in September, it's weird thinking that in 4 or 5 months, there will be people, like, living sentient creatures in the public schools that were born during the pandemic. That's kind of crazy.
Why is that weird to you?
What?
Why is that weird to you?
Because it's like I don't feel like it
doesn't feel like it's been that long?
adds up, but it doesn't feel like it. Like, dude, people born in 2018 are turning 5 this year. That's nuts. Like, they're like potty trained and everything.
Yeah, people born in 2004 are like out here living their life. It's wild. Bro.
I know.
Imagine that.
But like, think about it for a minute, right? Like, they're being born, like, people who are 5 years old, there are people born after like Morgan Wallen's first album that are.
What is happening right now? You could say this about anything.
What?
You could literally say this about anything.
But I'm just saying. My mind is being sent for a little bit of a whirl because I don't think human beings. It's like after I was born, I'm struggling to accept the fact that people keep being born. Like there's kids being born in 2023. People's birth certificates will say 2023, bro.
Evan,
how crazy that is.
There were kids born after Harambe died, you know?
I feel like it just stopped in 2009. Like, I feel like if you're born in the 2010s or later, you're just invalid. There's teenagers born in the 2010s. This is my problem.
Yeah. I guess.
It's the same thing. Like, there's always, like...
how did we get here?
Brother, I don't even know. I don't even know.
But there's I forget what it was. I think it might have been See Me Now, actually. Like, sonically, it just reminds me kind of like an old Josh Turner song.
Probably so.
And by old, I mean, like, his first couple albums, not his
Not
last
like his
one, 'cause
recent one.
well, his what I mean by last one, I mean his like actual album, not his cover album or his worship
knew.
album
I knew.
or his Christmas album.
I knew.
Deep South is a bit more boyfriend pop country kind of. It's still not like the worst offender, but it's very obviously
Guilty
like
as charged.
yeah, it's very obviously pandering a little bit, and I feel like Josh just needs to leave his label, because I feel like he's still on the same label, and I think he had a bad experience after making that album, because they were like, you need more hits, and I feel like Hometown Girl was that hit, but I don't think he really even likes that song, and so here we are with no new Josh Turner music.
Crazy. It's
But
been over 6 years, bro. March 10th, 2017.
I hate you, man. It has been over 6 years. I can still remember buying his newest album in Walmart.
The kids in
I
school
remember.
can't.
I hate you. The kiddos in school. But back to the Luke Combs album. Yeah. Joe's really good. You already said that. I like Take You With Me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of this like father-son kind of thing going on there. I really like Love You Anyway.
Yeah.
I think that was a single,
Mhm.
right? Or a pre-release. I don't know if it's
I
technically
think it was a single. Maybe I'm wrong.
But I really enjoy that one. When it first came out, I was kind of like, yeah, this is all right. But
It's grown.
I've warmed up to it a lot. Five Leaf Clover seems to be one that a lot of people like. I enjoy it, but not as much as other people seem to be.
I really like that one. So, Fox in the Hen House, though. Can we talk about that for a minute? Because that song is nuts.
No.
So I don't care what you say. I'm trying to. It very much reminds me of something, but I don't. I haven't been able to pin what. It's been on the tip of my tongue for like a week. I was like, that reminds me of. Maybe it's early Zach Brown. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. This just feels like one. Or maybe I'm. Not sonically, but like. Conceptually, kind of gives me almost like Brad Paisley vibes. In the sense that it's just so random, but yet so perfect. Like there's a fox in the hen house, so he's gonna go shoot the fox. That's it. Like how you made a whole song about that and made it a belter, I don't know. But it's like, it gives me Brad Paisley vibes in that way. I think of something like Mr. Policeman, where it's like, bros.
I have
one of those.
No,
random
I
things.
multiple times on this album was like, oh, that kind of sounds like Brad Paisley. There's guitar on. What song is it? There's guitar. There's guitar in "See Me Now." Actually, I think it is, or maybe it's still. That I was kind of like, oh, that sounds kind of like that just feels a Brad Paisley-ish, which is a good thing.
Not anymore.
I wish. Oh well, yeah. I wish Brad Paisley still sounded Brad Paisley-ish. He does in concert, but that's because he doesn't play any of his bad songs.
Is he gonna bring out Zelensky for his next show? Guest appearance.
Oh man. Oh boy. Oh boy. No, I don't know. I really enjoy this album. If I'm being honest, I was surprised because after growing up, I was like, whatever, we're getting another Luke Combs album.
I was in the same boat. When this album was coming out, I was like, right, like here we go again. I was kind of like, I wasn't writing.
And the cover didn't do it any favors.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't writing him off, but I was kind of in the back of my mind. I was knowing like, man, if this flops, like that's not it for Luke Combs. But for me, maybe like how much more am I willing to? And then this. When I listened all the way through, now I will say from the pre-releases, I had more faith. Like, growing up and getting old, I loved. Joe, I loved. Love You Anyway grew on me. So I had hope going into it, but like the relief of when I listened through it and was like, okay, yeah, this is like absolutely stellar. Very refreshing. One more debate regarding Luke Combs. Not even that these are necessarily comparable items, but just because I feel like you have to. Who dropped the better album, Morgan or Luke?
Okay, so this is... You want to hear my take on this? Because I've thought about this. Yeah. All right.
You're also on
all right,
a
smart
podcast,
guy.
So talking. Preferred.
So,
what is that?
I think objectively, Luke has released a better album. Just because it's a little bit more concise. I think the the bar of consistent quality, the bar of quality is higher. I think that Morgan's album is swollen.
That's a good word,
actually. It's got too much stuff in it that I don't care about.
Yeah.
And I also think that some of Luke's songs are just... The nice thing about Luke's album is that I feel like there's a slightly more consistent sound and production quality throughout. You have Morgan's album, you got so many songs, and you've got some like country trap stuff, and then you've got some very traditional country stuff going on, and it's just a little bit all over the place. And I do just think that this is the best album of the year so far.
Ooh.
I mean, it doesn't have a lot of competition because it's only April, but like,
I still think I'm holding Ernest above this. I do. However,
yeah, actually, I think I'll take Luke.
I would not hesitate to put this right up there. I agree. I think Luke won this time. Decisively? Maybe?
Yeah, a bunch of people are going to be like, Morgan better.
Morgan's cuter. Shut up. Shut up.
His forearm hair is not going to pull me in. Have I told you about that?
Yeah, but what about Luke's chest hair?
Well, he's probably got hair everywhere, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Think of the inner thigh hair.
His wife... oh, God. Oh, boy.
Think of the forest that must be on Luke's back.
Nicole got jungle fever, you know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Anywho.
But have I told you about the forearm hair joke?
Yeah.
I was like in the comment section of like when he covered Cover Me Up on Taste of Country like 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
And this one chick was like, "Oh my God, his arm hair is so hot." And a bunch of dudes in the comment section are like, "What the hell?"
Women are crazy nowadays.
Yep. Oh man.
I have another question though, Jaron.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can't guess what I'm gonna ask. There's no way you know.
Yes, Evan. Your mom is in my DMs.
No, my mom cannot operate DMs. What are you listening to, brethren?
That's a good question. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm not like super well prepared for this.
I'm over
because
there's too many things I want to choose from.
I've been kind of just like listening to a lot of things. Also, for the past week, I've just been listening to like road trip playlists because I was in Florida for a week on a mission trip, so I haven't like really been like listening to music like on my own a lot. But I did listen to a little bit of Josiah and the Bonneville's first album.
Yeah.
And there's a song called Back to Tennessee on that album. The album's called On Trial. And Back to Tennessee is really pretty. I like it a lot. It has a bit of a different... His older music is a bit of a different vibe. He sings in like a slightly different style, almost in like a more... He like leans less into his country accent on his earlier stuff, and it's more like indie, I guess. It's more like moody, almost like I don't know what to compare it to. It's like moody 2000s acoustic. almost like that. And his voice is different in the same way that like Coulter Wall's earlier stuff, he like is like super deep, and then he starts to like not like he starts to kind of sing normally on his later stuff.
Yeah. So, you know, we need a new Coulter album this year, Heike.
We're getting a new one, or you think we should?
Should.
Get a new one?
You know, we're coming up on 3 years almost.
Really? Has it really been almost 3 years?
August 2020 was Western Swing and Waltzes.
Wow. I have it. I own his first 2 albums.
Well, aren't you special?
Yeah, I'm a pretty cool guy. But yeah, but it's back to Tennessee is the big one. That first track on the album On Trial is just really pretty, and I think I speculate that he wrote it. I know from following him online that he did a lot of traveling when he graduated from high school, and like going from job to job, traveling the world, and like just living in different countries and stuff like that. And he's talked about how he kind of came to a point where he just started to miss home. And I think he probably wrote this song while he was in like Europe or something like that. And he's just reminiscing on
going back
the
to
Tennessee, the lands of Tennessee. I love the production. It's not complicated. There's like a shaker, a tambourine, piano, light guitar, and there's some like backing vocals. It's just really pretty.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything big to bring for this. The only other thing that I might briefly recommend is that I know that I haven't listened to the whole thing, but Wilder Woods released a new album just this past Friday, I believe. Or maybe it was it was the Friday before. Wilder Woods is just the lead singer of Need to Breathe's solo stuff. And he released an album called Fever and Sky. Because I've talked about them before.
Probably, yeah.
And they make Christian rock music or Christian adjacent music. It's not always blatantly Christian. Sometimes
definitely. Oh yeah, Rivers in the Wasteland is one you recommended.
Rivers in the Wasteland is amazing. I love that album. But I've listened to like half of his album, Fever and Sky. It's pretty good. The second track, Patience, is really good. So I would also maybe look into that if you're into that kind of scene. Yeah. Evan, what are you listening to, though, bro?
Well, it's crazy that you asked that. I've been listening to a few things, right? You know, been bouncing around, been getting back into my my Beach Boy vibe now that it's getting slightly warmer out. Was at the beach yesterday. It was 14 degrees Celsius.
What temperature was it today for you?
6, which is like 42. But yesterday it was like 58 or something around there. It was nice. So we were at the beach playing spike ball. So I've been listening to a lot of beach music. I've been getting into that. There's 2 albums though that I've been listening to mostly. The first one is one that a friend recommended to me. And this friend I feel bad for because she always tries to recommend me music. And I've either heard it or it sucks. And it's really funny because she's always like, try this one. And I'm like, I know that inside out already. She's like, dang it, I thought you wouldn't know that one. I'm like, try again. And then she'll be like, oh, you should try this one. And I'll be like, that was some straight buns. Like, you think I'm ever... But, she sent me this song. She's like, this is my new favorite album of this year. I think you'll like this song. And the song she sent me was called Cool About It. It is by a group named Boy Genius, who I had never heard of. They dropped.
I think I've heard of that.
They've dropped a self-titled EP in 2018 or 2016, and now they just dropped their first album called The Record just this past week or 2 weeks ago. This past week. Boy Genius is a supergroup made of Julian Baker, Lucy Dacus, I'm not sure. I don't know who they are. The main front runner is Phoebe Bridgers. And this is
Wait, what was the name again?
Boy Genius. All one word.
I think I have heard of it because my buddy Joe loves Phoebe Bridgers, and
Rightfully so.
And he was like, "This is a band that Phoebe Bridgers is in, but it's not Phoebe Bridgers."
Yeah,
but
it's a trio,
Bridgers.
and it's awesome, man. Like, their harmonies are friggin' beautiful. It's alternative, so they have like some indie rock stuff, but there's several moments, like the song my friend sent me, Cool About It, which are really acoustic. I can't stress how pretty that song is. Cool About It by Boy Genius. Please give it a listen. I listened to it and I just texted her back. I was like, dang, you finally have sent me some absolute heat here.
We're engaged now.
No. No.
Dang!
No offense. No offense.
Oh my goodness. He said no. No.
Oh
my goodness.
Revolution Zero is also really good. Emily, I'm Sorry is...
That was a murder.
With You Without Them is like a little a cappella harmony minute-and-a-half opener about family roots, and it's so cool. That's one of the things I'm listening to. The other one I'm listening to is The Second Gleam by the Avett Brothers, which is a rock album from 2008. You might be wondering...
Grady loves the Avett Brothers.
Yeah. So you might be wondering, Evan, why are you listening to the Avett Brothers? Frankly, I've only known like 2 songs just from people like showing me them, or I know Grady's talked about them before. I just knew who they were. One of the songs that always stood out to me was the second song from this album called Murder in the City. It's this super cool friggin' song saying like just this hypothetical like, hey, if I get murdered in the city, like I'm gonna move to the city now, I'm leaving behind my home. If I get murdered, here's what's gonna happen. And it's like, don't go seeking revenge, like me being dead's enough. You don't need to go get in jail and ruin your life too. And it's just like instructions on like, give this letter to this person. It's really cool and it stood out. Why did this song come back to the forefront of my listening? Because I was watching Outer Banks again, and because season 2 sucked buns, like the most buns, and I was just like, maybe this show is as dead as everyone says it is.
I love that you don't watch anything except for the things that I tell you and Outer Banks.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Because Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Outer Banks were things that I watched in COVID because they were popping off, and I had nothing better to do. So I watched season 1 of Outer Banks, and I was like, actually, hype. Then season 2 came around, and I was like, actually, that was really dead. Season 3 came around, and I was like, prove me wrong, and holy heck, it proved me wrong. I think it was the best season of the 3. However, the closing scene, spoiler alert if you're not done Outer Banks, skip ahead like 2 minutes here. The closing...
I can't skip ahead, Evan.
Yes, they can. It's a friggin' podcast.
No, I can't. I can't, though.
Well, you don't care.
I'm just kidding.
And if you do, too bad. Cover your ears, Jaron. The closing scene after... He's wearing earbuds. After, like, a lot of important people just died. Sarah's dad died. John's dad died, right? And they're having this, like, burial for them before they go back to their home in Carolina.
Dang, this is so soap opera-y. I didn't even realize...
Because they're stranded in a jungle in Colombia. And so they bury them there, and they have, like, little Polaroids that they put beside these little crosses they made out of twigs. And within the context of the season, it was friggin' awesome. I heard Murder in the City start playing. And I was like, yo, that is the most perfect song ever. Like, aesthetically it fits. And lyrically, the whole season is everyone's ditching their home to go after this, like, treasure, whatever. Everyone's, like, leaving everything behind to go after this. And a bunch of them die. And it's kind of, the whole point of Murder in the City is I'm going to go for broke. I'm going to the city if I die. So when that started playing, I was just like, bravo. Whoever made the soundtrack, give them a raise. And so anyways, then it prompted me to go back to listen to The Second Gleam more. And it's just a 8-song, really a 7-song album, because the 8th is an electric version of The Greatest Sum, which there's an acoustic version earlier in the album. But it's just banger on banger. Tear Down the House, Murder in the City. Belladonna is so pretty. Black and Blue. Also, what's up with my Apple Music tripping again? Like, I know it always is, but like...
Okay, I was getting super confused for a second. So I'm looking at the Avett Brothers discography, and I saw that they had the second Gleam and the third Gleam, but I couldn't find the first Gleam. And it's because I had to go to EPs, because it's an EP, and the other two are technically albums. So the first Gleam is an EP from 2006. And then the second Gleam is from 2008, and it's an album. And then the third Gleam is from 2020, and that's an album. Sorry. I just thought that was interesting.
Man, the cover on the original Gleam sucks.
It's just red, right?
Yeah, but the colors don't work.
Yeah, it kind of hurts your face.
Yeah. But, yeah, so when I heard that in Outer Banks, I was like, yes, sir. Sarah Cameron is still within my reach.
Is she?
To this day.
Is she?
To this very day.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep.
How's that going to happen?
If Sarah Cameron, realistically.
Yeah, wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
Yeah, so...
Have you seen that video?
Yes. If I'm playing Spike Ball on the beach, right?
If you guys are listening to the podcast...
If Sarah Cameron watches the elegance in which I can serve, and then I'm like diving through the sand, making these crazy plays and stuff.
Right.
You'll
just riz her up.
She has no choice. I have that Spike Ball riz. I have that tropical sports riz.
Oh, you
That's
think
right.
you think you could out spike ball me, Evan?
Jaron,
you think you could out spike ball?
Respectfully,
I've been playing spike ball in my youth group for years.
Jaron,
for years,
respectfully,
Evan. For years.
Excavate a grave. Stomp you into it.
All right. Okay.
And bury it with like your own tears. Okay.
Okay.
I would own you in Spike Ball.
All right.
Seems like
somebody's a little. Seems like somebody's a little insecure about this.
No, I'm just very prideful. It's like the one thing I'm actually good at. Spike Ball.
I played a lot of spike ball at the end, towards the end of high school, and I probably haven't played in about a year, so I might be a little rusty.
Yeah, sure. There was one time at a church retreat, we were playing because we bring it everywhere, and this one guy was like, "Hey, yo, like, can I hop in?" We're like, "Yeah." He looked like a leader. He was older as in like in his 30s, beard. We're like, "Yeah, sure." Didn't look, not like a jacked monster. So we're just like, "Oh yeah, look at this guy." So he didn't tell us he was like a ranked professional, and this guy just diced us up. But we that motivated us to become so good, and we are actually good now. And we have our one buddy who does play competitively, and when he serves, it's so friggin' weird. It's like Jack Stop. Okay, he literally sets himself. I can't even. Listeners, I'm sorry. I don't know how to. I'm taking my headset off too. I don't know how else to demonstrate it. He literally he gets his feet nice and wide apart, and he fully just leans back and sits. He's just and then he just does all this stuff oh, which way am I gonna go? And he's literally posted up just like this, leaning straight back, just woo. And it's dude, brother, what are you doing? You better believe I have the craziest whip on my serve. I got a little spin serve. I got the reach out. I hit my guitar. I got the behind the back. Alright? So my point is, all this to say, should Sarah Cameron be roaming the streets of southern Ontario and she sees me on the beach playing?
She's not safe.
She's perfectly safe.
She's
Her
done
boyfriend is not. All
Hold
right?
on. That's sus.
I think it's more sus to say she's not safe if I'm around. That's not
what I mean. What I mean is that she's gonna get swooped up. That's what I mean when she's
sounds very
not safe.
Trafficky.
Not predatory.
To say that
it's
she's
not predatory.
Safe.
It's not predatory. I swear, bro.
The women are not safe around Jaron. In a good way, though.
That's right. But in a good way, though.
In a good way.
In a non-toxic, non-predatory
they're not gonna
manner.
get shipped across the world or something crazy.
Yeah.
Man, who the frick would do that? Oh, what? So I'm hosting Who the Frick this week. That was the transition.
Yeah. Evan, usually I'm the guy that thirsts after women in the podcast, but you really
No,
just,
what?
you just went. I'm usually the one that thirsts after women in the podcast.
I'm not thirsting after women. I'm not thirsting
Okay.
after Sarah Cameron. Sarah Cameron, when
Right.
she sees me, will be thirsting after me.
Okay.
It's nothing. I'm
Right.
not starting nothing.
Uh-huh.
So it's my week, and I've got them written down in this lovely.
It's Evan's week. It's Evan's week.
It is. So I've got 3 prompts on this here piece of paper.
Stop, bro. Stop shaking the.
Right in the mic. Okay. So I have 3 prompts. Play along at home. Jaron's gonna try and guess who we are talking about. So, are you ready?
I guess.
Your first prompt. This artist has an alter ego.
Dirk Bentley.
No.
That was a
That
good
was
guess,
a good guess,
though.
though. I thought you were gonna go straight for someone else, but that was a good guess. All right.
An alter ego.
Time for a little bit of biography.
Granger Smith.
Brother, like, I'm gonna read out the clues.
Granger Smith.
Like, do you want to waste? Like, do you want to lock in that guess?
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Read the second clue. I was kind of just hoping that you'd be like, bruh.
Okay, so this artist has 11 studio albums, which began in 1998.
Okay, so
Do you want one more biography clue?
sure.
This artist is from Texas.
They have an alter. What did you say? They have an alter ego,
Yeah.
or like a? Is this like really obvious, and I'm just not? Is this Granger Smith? I feel like this. Does he have 11 albums? I feel like he.
Started
And has
in
he been around-
1998.
Yeah, and did he start in 1998? Who has an alter ego?
I can think of a few.
What do you mean by alter ego? Like just like a
Like
different.
another name under which they have put out music.
Okay. Huh. Well, I did Darius Rucker semi-recently. And that's not really an alter ego. That's like a different
Yeah.
band. I feel like there's...
You're really missing a few big ones.
I guess, man. I don't even... The 2 people that, like, I know Granger Smith has, like, Earl's Dibbles Jr., that one thing that he does. There's the Hot Country Nights for Dirks. I'm kind of... I tend to stay away from that stuff because I don't really like it. So, like, I probably shot myself in the foot with this one. And I've probably heard of this thing, but I probably just learned it and then forgot about it because I didn't want to remember. I don't even... I mean, you gave me all my clues already, right?
No, there's one more.
There's one more. I guess I should guess, but I don't even know what to guess. Because I don't think it's Granger Smith. I don't think he's that old, but it could be him. 11 albums, though? He's got a decent amount.
Do I hear clicking? Do I hear research going on? Is there some cheating going on the other end of the phone here?
There's
I
no
immediately saw some hands go down and a click noise, Jaron. What was that?
I think this is my hypothesis. I think that when I
you just
yelled...
Googled stuff.
No, I didn't Google anything. I think that Granger Smith is probably the answer. I think that you're trying to that when I said Granger Smith and you tried to get me to keep guessing was you trying to throw me off my rhythm. Because he's from Texas. He has an alter ego. And I'm pretty sure he started in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
You can guess Granger if you want to guess Granger. I think you're
I'm
missing a
guessing
few big ones.
I'm guessing Granger Smith.
Yeah, it's Granger Smith.
That's okay. See, I knew it. I knew you were trying to gaslight me, man.
What other alter egos do you know?
Literally the two that I named.
Like, I thought you would have at least thought of like Garth Brooks and Chris Gaines.
But what is his alter ego?
Chris Gaines.
I didn't know that.
Oh, it was weird.
I just didn't know that. What's the point of him having an alter ego?
I forget what it was. Was the album a different genre or something? He like
I'm gonna look it up
looked
now.
like some punk dude. It was really weird.
Oh,
he was on like
I've
SNL as Chris Gaines too. It's like emo.
Now that you bring this up, I've kind of I learned about this and immediately forced myself to forget it.
Yeah.
Garth's alternative rock alter ego Chris Gaines. The life of Chris Gaines.
What is the listen to the biography of Chris Gaines.
Okay, but besides the Hot Country Nights, Chris Gaines, and Earls Dibbles Jr.
I don't know.
Like, what is...
I mean, I guess I can just Google alter egos in country music.
Oh, it was created for a movie.
Hank Williams was Luke the Drifter. T Swizzle for Taylor Swift.
Okay, so Chris Gaines...
Charles Kelly. Charles Kelly from Lady Antebellum has an alter ego, Dick Fantastic.
That was my nickname in high school.
Yours is lonely, but
I'm sorry, I laughed really hard at my own joke. Oh my goodness. So apparently Chris Gaines is a one-off fictional rock persona created as a movie character for Garth Brooks to explore musical styles far removed from his success as a country singer. Garth Brooks planned to feature his Gaines persona in The Lamb, a motion picture that never happened. Mm-hmm. In 1999, Brooks released an album as Chris Gaines. The album produced 2 Billboard singles that charted, including the top 5 pop hit, Lost in You. And the thing is, I can't even listen to it, because none of his music is accessible anywhere. Unless it's like
tarnished his legacy so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like you look at Brooks and Dunn, that's so like the spot they're in as like these father figures for like artists and fans alike. Like everyone, realistically, I'm sorry, I feel like Brooks and Dunn is the most like universally agreed upon like dads of country.
Yeah.
That so easily could have been Garth. But he just, like, stopped anyone in the digital age from listening to his music. And so it's like, why would you do that? Like, let the other people know why you were, like, top dog. Like, why you were the biggest deal.
Brooks and Dunn's reboot album was actually really successful for them.
Yeah, dude. No, it pushed numbers, too. It wasn't just cool. It did numbers.
I liked it enough to buy it physically. Like, I really like it.
Oh,
I don't usually like buying... I don't usually like albums that are a collection of songs from other albums. Like,
Me neither.
I don't like...
But this one...
But that one is... It's done really well.
It's done incredibly.
Most, if not all of them, are pretty good. Red Dirt Road with Cody, so good. Cody Johnson. Believe with Kane Brown is low-key one of the best ones on the album. Brand New Man with Luke Combs is amazing.
Even Neon Moon with Casey Musgraves. I get it's a
vibe. I freaking love that song.
Red Dirt Road with Cody Johnson. I love how he redid it. How he redid it.
That one, and then then there's the You're Gonna Miss Me.
Oh, with Ashley McBride.
With Ashley McBride. Man, that's just a good album, man. They're really well done features. Just really well done.
Even Tyler Booth. Or even Brett Young on Ain't Nothing About You.
The only
John Party on My Next Broken. I'm sorry, it's crazy. It's a crazy album.
Yeah, it's just really good. Even Landco's album, Landco's song is pretty decent.
Mama, don't get dressed up for nothing.
For nothing. Yeah, that's...
Speaking of physical music, the other day I was bored. Was I bored or was I looking for something? No, I was looking for something. I was at Walmart. And one of my favorite things to do is just walk through like the Walmart CD section. Because it's such a like... It's such a weird collection.
Did you see that I was at Walmart like 2 weeks ago, and I found multiple copies of Sweet... Oh, what is it? What was Jimmy Allen's newest album?
Oh, Down Home or
whatever it is. The bad album with the bad cover.
Mm-hmm.
I found multiple copies of it on vinyl, and I posted it on our... Yeah, that's it. I posted it on the Waves on the Shore Instagram story, and I said I'm going to buy it.
Maybe that's what motivated me. Because I remember, maybe that's what motivated. Anyways, I wound up there, and it's such a weird jumble. And there was a bunch, I was like, you know what? Kind of want to get that. Anyways, while most of them are between like $8 and $13, I wound up spending $18 because I decided, you know what? Run it. Let's get... Where the heck is it?
This is awkward.
There we go.
Imagine.
American Heartbreak double CD from Walmart.
Oh, I haven't seen that at Walmart. Otherwise, I probably would have bought it.
Exactly. It's kind of cool. It's got like the OG Instagram post on the back. I haven't even opened it yet. Double CD, 34 songs.
You haven't opened it yet.
No. Mostly because like, well, not as to why I haven't opened it, but the reason I bought it is because like, I feel like as for physical music, right? Like, I'm not some conspiracy person of like the internet's gonna go down. That's nice. The internet's gonna go down or whatever. I almost bought Parachutes. Parachutes is there. I almost bought it. But when it comes to physical music,
haven't bought a lot of physical stuff recently because my CD player in my car doesn't work.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
When I go for physical music, I go for like things I deem as like iconic to me or culturally, because then I'll be able to like hey kids, have this CD or have this vinyl and listen to it. And so when I saw American Heartbreak, I was like, yeah, that's one that my kids need to know. They need to understand American Heartbreak.
They need to understand.
They gotta know.
I even have Muscadine Bloodline's best album.
You know what? Where?
Also, look at that cover. Look at that cover, though.
Yeah, I guess it's nice. You know what my kids will know?
That cover goes hard, bro.
If my kids do not know this inside out, they're not my kids.
What do I have here?
And I will shamelessly disown them.
I've got Snow Patrol. Oh, yeah. I have that on CD.
On the Rocks vinyl.
I've got some more Coldplay right here. I've got Brett Young's newest.
That's not Brett Young.
I've got Brett Eldridge's newest. I would not own a Brett Young CD. Top Gun Maverick soundtrack. 'Cause I'm running about it right now. Keeping things alive.
This CD. Hold on, let me just grab all my CDs.
Now we're just going into... Now we're just pulling CDs off the shelves.
Is Blonde by Frank Ocean that I burned onto a CD because I needed it on CD.
Poggers.
I needed a physical copy of it. So I don't know what this is. I've never seen this before.
I'm not trying to be that guy, but I'm kind of surprised you knew how to burn a CD.
Our old computer could, and then it died, so now I can't, but at least I have it. So apparently I have Wow Hits 2013 Top Christian Songs. I didn't...
How do you...
I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen this before. Like, I didn't know I owned this. Cool.
I've got some weird CDs,
What's
like
on
my...
10,000 Reasons. I feel like all the good worship songs have come out, like, since.
Oh, not 10,000...
10,000, like, bless the Lord, oh my soul.
Yeah, that song. But I was thinking... My brain went to 10,000 Hours with Justin Bieber. I was like, what?
Or maybe this one's Blonde. That's another blank CD. I don't know. We got Dawn FM. Yep. We got a little East Coast Canadian band. Signed copy while we're out there. And your
Don't
walk.
even make me get my CDs out, bro.
This one is okay. So here's
Do you have a signed copy of Josh Turner's Long Black Train?
No, do you have a signed copy of a Josh Turner album from the last 5 years?
Actually, yes,
No.
I do.
I
do. It's just not an original
not from
studio
the last
album.
5 years. Sonic Ranch by Midland. This might be my favorite CD case. Circles by Mac Miller. Let me back up so it's not like crazy.
It's too white.
The back's kind of fresh.
It's too white, just like you.
It's just... Thanks. It's just cardboard. Like, it's literally just, like, cardstock material. And it's just printed on. And I love that.
Oh, my goodness. This has dust all over it.
Last one before Jaron does... Oh, that's actually you go.
I've got Aaron Watson's Red Bandana here. I actually have maybe a surprising amount of Texas country albums on here for not living in Texas. It's just because I've bought them online. I've got Tessie Lou Williams somewhere.
That's so good. I'm jealous of that. Do you want to see my prized CD possession, Jaron?
I have that. I have Tessie Lou Williams on CD and vinyl, and a signed receipt.
Would you like to? I remember you showing me that.
Yep.
Would you like to see my prized CD possession? One of my
Sure.
greatest spontaneous purchases.
Okay. Is that Donda?
It's Donda. I have Don CD. Dude,
Wow.
you gotta know how crazy like off the grid and stuff goes on my CD player that has no bass. Like, especially since a lot of the songs are heavily just 808 led. When there's no bass, it just sounds like a cappella. He's got like Playboy Cardi just screaming at nothing. Oh, physical music.
I love physical music, man. I love physical everything. I love getting physical. You know what I'm saying?
I like getting physical
with the
with
boys.
With men.
We should kiss.
See, I almost want to end the podcast there, but I want to show something else, so we can't end it on that. So we're awkwardly not going to end the podcast. Now,
normally we might just cut it there.
Cut it there. But we're going to keep going. I feel bad for listeners. Because they've still... This part, the listeners, you cannot...
Well, even if you're on Spotify, just just unlock your phone and watch the video version.
Yeah, you idiot. No. I mean, you're already an idiot for using Spotify. Do you want to see something I did the other day?
That was not based. Not based at all.
Do you want to
Evan learned what...
Do you
Evan
want
learned
to
what
see
based was.
something I did yesterday?
No.
Because I don't care. So,
Snow Patrol. Snow Patrol.
I did something cool, Jaron. This is where like the listeners have now tuned out, but the viewers are loving it.
I've tuned out too. Look, Coldplay. Look, guys. Here, guys.
Look at these bad boys.
What is that? What are you
Bro,
doing?
no,
What is happening?
These are completely handmade by me. Because I love me some.
I was about to say those better not be like those better not be like rocks, you know.
I love me some local stuff. It's not like, what are those called? Zodiac rocks or whatever.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The gemstone things.
Because these are handmade.
I have one of those, actually.
This is a beach glass necklace made by me. So
you found like a broken Bud Light bottle and...
Because we get actually quite a bit of beach glass. It's really cool. There's like a whole shop that makes like art out of it. And
what do you mean?
Loves this one local shop. Like beach glass. It's like glass.
Explain.
So it is old broken bottles, but like over time they're not sharp because they get like broken down.
Because they get sanded down.
Yeah, and so they're just like nice pieces of glass. And then I went and bought these little necklace cords from Dollarama, and I bought little metal wire. And look at how intricately, I don't know if this is gonna show up. Oh, it does. Look at how neatly I wrapped that around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
cool.
I got that. What else do we got?
Which one's for me?
There's a few good ones. None of them.
Dang.
Actually, if you come up, you can have one if you come up because I'll probably make one because they're fun to make. This one's kind of hype, little black and brown action. You love to see it. And look at how neat that one came out.
That does look cool.
This one.
When did you make these?
Yesterday.
Where'd you make them?
In my living room. I just walked up and down the beach listening to the Abbott Brothers. And this one is some ceramic from an old pot or something that broke. Kinda hype, kinda hype. Oh, that one's not showing very well. And then there's more that are just like same old, like brown, green, clear, whatever. But this might be my favorite. Pop tab.
It's just a pop tab.
It's just
not
a
even...
pop tab.
I do have a. I don't know if I kept it,
But I kind of love it.
It's featured in one of my Instagram posts from a few years ago. But I was at the beach and I found just like this Michelob Ultra, like beer can bottle cap, and I just like. I think there was like a crab chilling near it or something.
Yeah.
And I just like grabbed it, and I was like, I'm just gonna take this.
Don't tell me that doesn't go a little bit hard. Pop tab
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, Chief.
I do know. Dude, I cannot wait.
You dress a little bit closer to a basic white boy than I do.
Yeah,
I'm like
okay.
stuck. That's not an insult, and I guess I shouldn't have said basic. Your way
I
of
dress like
dressing
a beachy
is
white dude in the summer. In the winter and fall, I'm a basic white guy. Khakis, jeans, and crew necks all the way, neutral colors. In the summer, though, that's when we get the striped button-ups. That's when we get the bathing suits out. That's when we get the beach glass
I think I'm
necklaces,
stuck a
the
little
pop
bit in the
tab
2000s.
necklace.
I think I'm stuck a little bit in the 2010s though, which you hate.
Yeah, high key. But dude, look, I made 9.
I've been wearing some of this. I've been wearing most of my clothes are the same since like 6 or 7 years
Well,
ago.
that's just because you haven't grown.
That's not what I mean, Evan, but that's also true. I have not grown.
Dude, look at all these bad boys.
All right.
Like, I'm just gonna rotate through these. Like,
have you seen that one video and it's that one reel where it's a shark coming up to a dude and he grabs the shark by the nose and rotates it and then it stops and says "get rotated"?
yeah.
And I love that video.
Real
Get
quick,
rotated.
Before we end the podcast, I am curious because I have just like a simple thin silver necklace that I wear sometimes. Not much, but just every now and then if it
a little
fits,
chain, right?
Yeah. If it fits, I just throw it on. Nice subtle little detail.
Yeah. You wear it a decent amount, often.
Not as much anymore. But anyways, this one dude in the video I did with Grady, the guy who commented like, "Dude, lose the chain. You're gonna regret that." What was his name again?
I don't remember.
Oh, it was so too hip for you. That's what it was.
Oh, jeez.
Too hip for you. What do you think of my beach glass necklaces? I think they're kind of hype. Like, I'm gonna be paddleboarding
they're fun
in the summer, wearing one of them, being like, yeah.
I wear the same necklace every day without fail. Doesn't matter. It's not part of the. It is always part of the fit.
It is the fit.
Every day I wear this necklace, leather necklace with the. It's Hebrew letters. Hebrew letters means God healed. Here, let me.
Jaron's fluent in Hebrew. He reads the Hebrew translation of the Bible.
I can hold it up to the camera real quick. It's got this little silver medallion. You can kind of read it.
That's actually really crisp. I like that.
But I've worn that every day for like the past 6 years.
Huh. The more you know.
Yep.
Well, good little epi. Good little installment.
Yeah, I guess. I reckon. I reckon we just did an episode.
I reckon we just did. What if you just don't? What if you just? Or have you stopped recording?
No.
Because what if we just keep this part in?
I mean, okay.
We'll just chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Can we get copyrighted?
For what?
If I play music while we wait.
You gonna play Gandalf? What is it? Yeah.
You know whatever it's called. Gandalf pack. We didn't get copyrighted for it last time.
Smoking that Gandalf pack. I can't even hear it.
I know, but the listeners can.
All right, take us
Wait,
out,
beat
Evan.
drop.
Oh, okay.
We were playing sardines. We had a little youth retreat thing. We went away to a campsite.
I love
for a
sardines,
night.
man.
And we were playing after the juniors went to bed. The seniors we were playing sardines, and it was really freaky because it's like a 100-year-old church camp building in the basement. It's like freaky and old and like
Those are the best spots, bro.
they are. But dude, you also gotta know it was thundering so bad, like the walls were like shaking, and there'd be lightning that just lit up the basement. It was terrifying. But anyways, to make me not scared, me and my buddy Jacob, we were just like hugging each other the whole time, just walking, like holding onto each other, listening to Gandalf back on repeat. We had it on loop, so you could know where. You could tell when me and Jacob had found the people because suddenly Gandalf Pack is no longer wandering around the basement.
You're like, okay, let's turn it off. Let's turn it off.
That's exactly what it was. We just be clung to each other. It's just like, and then we find the spot. We're like, oh shoot, shut it off. So
sardines is so much fun. I haven't played sardines in a few years, probably.
A heater.
Honestly. Oh man, I just farted and that does not smell good.
Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Waves on the Shore. If you feel so inclined, be sure to leave a comment below. And if you'd like to connect with us personally, you can find both of us on Instagram at The Waves on the Shore, and our personal accounts, myself, Evan, at The Overshore, and Jaron at JepWOTS. JEPWOTS. I'm telling you, man. Bro's so whack. Anyways, I'll get out of your ear now. You do yourself a favor and have a fantastic rest of your day.